So hi everyone, and today's episode I was hoping to just talk you through a little bit of a mock that I made for my Lego castle scene. You'll have probably seen it a little bit in some of the updates, but I thought I just wanted to give you a little bit of a tour and actually see what you think. Let's check it out. So a lot of the scene is being dismantled, ready for the upcoming show in a couple of weeks. And yes, still got a bit more dismantling to do, seeing as I've got all of that to get ready to take to the show. So a bit of work for the next few days. But before I packed it up, I thought, you know what? With the release of the medieval market set, I thought, you know what? I really want to show you guys what I actually came up with. And actually, just to mention, this was something that I came up with before that set was actually officially um, released in terms of the pictures and everything. Now, as you can see, I've taken a lot of inspiration from the blacksmith, which is why I actually wanted to actually have them side by side for you to be able to have a little look at. So quite a few similarities in terms of the roof, but to simply put it, I absolutely love the blacksmith roof. I did play with this quite a lot, just in terms of kind of the colors and did I want to have something similar or did I want to have something different? And ultimately I thought, actually, you know what, I don't want to have too much of the similarities. As you have seen with the castle behind me, there are some similarities in terms of the colors already. So I didn't want to have too much of the blue roof. So I thought that might just kind of get a little bit dull and boring. But the two main similarities are, one, the roof in terms of the style and the technique that I've used. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail in a minute, but also the actual ends of the roofs. So you'll see on this end here and around the corner on that end as well. So on the outside, we've got a pretty sort of simple looking front. I didn't want it to be quite as tall as the blacksmith, just because I thought I quite liked the sort of the stone bottom with the stairs going up, but then I didn't want to have the whole section on top. So I thought I'd just leave it with the two levels. So on the ground level, you can see you've got a little entrance porch with the landlady welcoming you to come and have a little drink, have some food, or possibly a bed for the night. And I have this lovely little sticker piece from one of the Lego Elves sets, which I thought was just quite nice to have as a little touch. We've got a little pitched roof at the front over the entrance, just to keep you dry. And then on the front, we've also got a little wood shelter with some a little box for kindling. Now, although most of it's actually gone now, there is a little path kind of coming up here, and a little path going by the side, where you can see we've got a chicken coop with little chicken run, and then stables actually go in this little part here. And just to go on the side as well, we've got a couple of windows there. So let me turn things around and you can have a little look at the back and we can take it apart. So actually, before taking it apart, I actually thought I might as well show you the roof in a bit more detail. This was quite tricky, and I did really shoot myself in the foot when I was kind of coming up with the design, in terms of having it with three actual different pitches on the roofs. But I really wanted the accents with the actual bit sort of protruding out here on the side with this sort of gable end. So just to kind of show you, similar to the blacksmith, the roof portions actually do come up pretty easily. So we've got two ones here that come up very nicely. So pretty much identical design to the blacksmith, being held up here by these curved slopes, and then those slot into these little accent pieces here. And then on this piece, this one is really a pain in the butt to get in and out, because actually you do need to almost disconnect and reconnect this chimney piece. So I'm not going to do that right now, but let's have a little look on the other side now. So here we have it from the back. But I will take off the floor here in a second, and as you'll see, I've done it as if it's a modular building. So it is on two separate Mills plates. So we've got two plates that are actually both 16 by 32. And as you can see, we've got a double brick height here. Again, that was mainly to do with the path. So I really wanted to have a little bit of elevation going up, just to add some texture and a bit of height and variation in there. So if we go with the first floor first, because that will be a lot easier to do, and then I can take that off. So we've actually got four beds here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each bed has its own locker. We've got a little seating area here where the adventurers will probably sit down and have a little look through their maps, have a bit of a drink. So last night I actually spent a bit of time. I really wanted to have a bit more of a polished floor, so I'm really quite happy with how this has turned out. I think it looks great. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. In the back, we've got what's meant to be a little bit of an animal rug, so that's pretty much the same as we've got in the blacksmith. I just took a bit of a copy and paste, really, but with the restrictions in terms of the space that I had, just because of the fireplace in the back, which you can see extends through the roof and actually comes down and joins in with a fireplace at the bottom, which you might see, but we'll look at that in a bit more detail. So just in terms of kind of figures, so I had a fortune teller here, and I wanted just to add a little bit of a rug. Not quite sure about the colors, so we'll see. I may change that up if I've got the time and the energy to do that. But yeah, we've got the support beams here, so I had to sort of amend that slightly to actually kind of have a similar style again to the blacksmith, but just for it all to fit, really. But I'm really quite happy with how it turned out. Slight restriction in terms of my bricks, and kind of you'll see I'm varying between gold and brown, just in terms of kind of the color availability that I had. But yeah, windows on both ends and the chimney place, so a bit of detail, a bit of storytelling going on. Let me take the floor up and let's have a look at the ground floor. So as I mentioned before, this is done in the style of a modular building, so the tops do come up fairly easily. So I've got these little jumper plates around just to kind of attach it nicely. And as you can see, the first floor comes up really nicely. So that's on a slight slant just because of the chimney bit on the bottom that attaches there rather than attaching to the front here. But what I really wanted to have was just a general seating area. So we've got little highwayman in the corner there, obviously in the dark, having a little drink. We've got the main sort of table here, again with some adventurers coming to look at maps and where to go. And I'm hoping to add a few more figures in just to get a bit more storytelling in. And we've got the bartender here. So she is pouring a drink away. My daughter had to add a little chicken in here for a bit more detail. And then we've got some shelving in the back, trying to get you into focus here. Just for, here we go, if we just take that out, just for some drinks and things. And then we've got the chimney place here as well. And in the back then we've got, so going through the door, we've got the kitchen area where the chef has got a pot on the stove. So we've got some fire and things going on there. And we'll be adding probably a few more food ingredients in there. And we've got a little sort of pizza oven type thing in the back here, as you can see, with a box for the pallet for the bread and pizza to go in, a little table here just for we're preparing some food and bits with a pan there, and a couple of kitchen utensils here because everyone needs an axe in their kitchen. But yeah, all in all, that's the turnout. I took the I can't remember what he was. Was he the chef from the Lion Knight Castle? I can't quite remember, but I thought he'd be perfect for this one. And actually, I've got quite a lot of figures to put in my Lion Knight Castle. So yeah, so the main bit I'm not quite happy with is just I needed the additional support in the corners. So I have added these clear bricks just to kind of add the support, as you can see here, to the for the first floor. Not ideal, I know, but I think that's the best option that I came up with. So I'd love to have any advice if you had any sort of comments or anything on how to do that differently. Here I try to sort of incorporate it in terms of some of the stuff that we've got on the bar, like some of the little um, tins of drinks or things that we've got up here. Probably not tins, bearing in mind it's a medieval scene, but yeah, you know what I mean. That's, as I said, for me, the biggest bit that I'm unhappy with, along with the roof just being a little bit fiddly and picky to get on. But all in all, yeah, as I said, I'm really quite happy with this one. So please do let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next update.